Welcome to Art Happy with Katie. In this segment, we will do a side view of a chicken.
Okay, here's how we draw our side view chicken. The first thing I'm going to do is start by drawing a circle. And I just draw it lightly and do several around until I get a good shape that I like. Then I'm going to do another circle up here to the right. This circle is a little bit flattened, a little more like an oval shape. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a triangle that's a little bit rounded, pointing diagonally up here. Then I'm going to go down and do two more triangles that are a little bit rounded like that. And those are going to be for the legs. I'm going to make a line coming out of each one and a line coming back. That's going to be for the back of the foot. And then 3 lines coming forward for the front of the foot. I'm not going to make them exactly the same because their feet might move around a little bit. Now I'm going to do a line coming down here that is going to be for the neck and the chest of the chicken. And it comes around a little bit like an S shape, but very shallow, and it connects to the circle. So it comes down like that, or really kind of the side of a U shape. And now this one is going to come down and over. I might have made my circle a little too high there. I think I might erase a little bit. Come around like that. Okay, now on this side, I'm going to do another one of those circles. And that's going to be where the beak is. Now, from the beak to about the middle of the top of the head, I'm going to make a sort of an upside down U shape. That's going to be for the comb of the chicken. Now I'm going to make about halfway into the circle, I'm going to draw the wing. And it is just kind of like a real flat U, like that. Now I'm going to go over to the head, and I can split it in half and in half again. And right here in that right quadrant, can do a little dot. That's going to be the middle of the eye. So I'm going to go ahead and do a circle for the eye. And see, maybe a little bit bigger. And again, I don't try to get a perfect circle right at once. And then I'm going to do another C shape inside, this time a backwards C. And that's going to give him a pupil and a little highlight on the pupil. Now that I've got that, I'm going to draw a little diagonal line there, and then I'm going to draw another U shape. Is going to be the wattle, which is a little red part that hangs down. And then next to the wattle, I'm going to do another C shape, and that's just kind of the shape of that front part of his head. And then another C shape up here is also the part of his head that's kind of more like skin than feathers. So he's starting to shape up a little bit. Now, I'm going to come over here. His beak comes in a little bit at a diagonal, kind of like a V, like that. And then I'm going to make it curve down a little more to a point. And I'm going to make a line for the middle and shore this line up a little bit. The next thing I need is some nostrils. Actually, I'm going to erase my highlight now. My guideline. and make a little nostril here. The nostril just looks like a lemon seed. Comes around like that. There, he's starting to look like a chicken. Now the comb of the chicken is a series of waves. So I'm going to come down a little bit. Come like that. I used to think the combs were only on the roosters until I got some chickens and hens, and they have combs too, just not quite as big. The girls' ones aren't quite as big. That's going to go around like that. I'm going to make the head of the chicken a little more feathery looking, not so smooth. And now around the eye, some lines. This skin around here is real wrinkly. So their skin around their eyes looks a little old. And the wattle has got a little bit of shadow there. Maybe a little shadow around here. And it's up to you if you want to shade it with a pencil like I'm doing, or you can color it with colored pencils or crayons or whatever you like. So I'm going to kind of make this part a little bit darker. When I start adding some shading or some color, it'll start to look a little more realistic than if it's just a line drawing. And when I do shading, I usually try to do my lines to match what I'm shading. So I'm shading this wattle. I'm doing it kind of in a circular motion. I'm shading around his eye. I'm doing that in a circular motion. And it just helps it look a little more three-dimensional than if you do it real flat. It tends to look a little more cartoony. Do that around here. Now, I'm going to take this part down there, and then this leg widen a little bit, and then I'm going to widen her leg that's coming out. So I'm going to do 2 parallel lines. I moved it over a little bit. I'm going to do 2 parallel lines to be the leg. And then I'm going to take this one and just add another parallel line and thicken it. And that one. Give it a little claw. This one. Give it a little claw. And this back one, you don't see as much. And now this leg, same thing. I kind of take off the end of the point so it doesn't look too pointy, and thicken up that, double up on this back toe. This one, the back one's a little bit shorter than the front ones, and this one shows a little bit less. I could do a little bit of shading on there. These legs are really scaly. So you can use some sort of hatching on there, or some cross hatching. I usually do some of both. Now, I'm going to check out this tail. Now, the tail is made of feathers. So I'm going to put some feathers here at the end. This one's got 3 kind of sticking out a little more. Some more feathers like that. And then I'm going to have more than one row. I'm going to have them alternate a little bit. And these are just U shapes. And then they kind of fade back. And I can do a little bit more. I can do three rows. And then here, I'm just going to make this look a little more feathery. This as well. Now I'm going to erase this guideline. I don't need it anymore. I'm going to give a little ground so the chicken's walking on something. Do a little shading under here. Or if you want to do it with your colored pencils or your paints or whatever, you can do that as well. And we can shade around here, shade on the little head. Under the wattle, it's got a little extra shadow on the neck right there. I think her back needs to be a little bit lower. I'm going to bring that down. You just kind of mend it as you need to. Make that wing a little bit lower. Kind of give her a second layer. And I'm doing a little shadow underneath the wing. Come up here. I'm just trying to work the whole page rather than shading too far in just one area. Just kind of move around. Little comb there. Make it look like feathers down here. Nothing too smooth. I'm going to bring that down a little bit more. There we go. I think I'm going to go back and add a little highlight. I think I got too dark on that head. Hey, chicken. All right. I'm going to make these feathers a little bit darker than the ones on the ends. That's the way my chicken is. Her tail lightens up at the very end. And this, I'm not trying to make it really smooth. I'm keeping it kind of a sketchy drawing. So it looks kind of fun and action-packed, like a chicken. A chicken on the move. Here you go. You can draw something off to the side here. A little worm. Who got away? Okay, hope you enjoyed Art Happy with Katie, and we'll see you soon.